Who is John? That's a question that quite a few people already know the answer to, and now it's time for you to find out who is John. Go to whoisjohn.com, that's WHOISZHON, and you can watch the entire 20-episode series for free. It's the story of Jean, an alien, or is he, who crash-landed on Earth many, many years ago, who has now turned himself in to the authorities and claims he'll answer all of their questions. Or will he? Check it out. Whoisjohn.com. WHOISZHON.com.
Support your local, starting with Space Smoke Shop, located on 125 East Pennington Street, Tucson, Arizona.
Space Smoke Shop features local glass, cheap tobacco, and any drink you can think of. They're also a hookah lounge and a venue. Like them on Facebook to keep up with shows, details, and new products.
Every second and fourth Tuesday is Punk Rock Tuesday at Space Smoke Shop, 125 East Pennington Street, downtown Tucson, Arizona. Be sure to tell them you heard about them on the GMR Podcast.
GMR. You're listening to the GMR Podcast.
Coming in 2014, the director's cut of Writing Frenzy. Frenzy, the hottest comic book on the market. Billy Shaw, the screenwriter assigned to write the Frenzy movie. One problem. Billy's totally blocked. Now, Billy travels to the comic book store that the creator of Frenzy died in an attempt to inspire himself. Will it do the trick? With help from the store's owners, John and Pete, it just might. Writing Frenzy. It's about the process. The new comedy from Pondo Enterprises, coming in 2014.
You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Create custom playlists. Rate and review my show on Stitcher. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcasts. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.
GMR.
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 GMR. GMR.
GMR.
GMR.
GMR.
GMR.
GMR. Hello and welcome to GMR Podcast, show 82. This is the earliest show we've ever done. I can say I'm usually still asleep this time of day.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Marty Cazzola.
Gene Mott.
I'm Mark Brady.
They're sharing a mic, and we also have a special guest from one of those reality shows of the summer. No, not Homeboy from AGT with his flaming lasso, but maybe we'll get him on here. No, we have Tim Brecht. I'm saying your name correct.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got it.
He is the husband of Christine, who is on Big Brother 16. You've probably heard us talking about that a little bit over the last few weeks. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Tim. How long you been in Tucson for?
Well, I've been in Tucson since 2001, so a while now. My family's from the East Coast. We moved in from Pennsylvania.
That's where I'm from.
That's what's up. Okay.
Carlisle Barracks.
Okay, well, I was raised in Kutztown.
Really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so we moved out here around then, and Christine's lived here all her life, and we met when we were 12.
Oh, wow.
We met through a youth group in middle school.
Dang. I wasn't sure if she was a local Tucsonan or from California, since she said she'd been to Disneyland like 50 times.
Apparently, she always said there's not a whole ton to do here except for drive to California.
That's true.
That's
That
what
is
she
true.
always say.
No, there's not a lot going on. I mean, if you want action, you can go up to Phoenix or
That's right, yeah.
over to Vegas or California. But there's it's really laid back here.
Yeah,
You can
it's
see
true.
here, in support of Donnie, you started growing that beard a month ago.
Yes,
I'd say that's a little more than a month ago. That's pretty
Mine
funny.
too. This is about a month.
That's a month. Yeah. Well, actually, I have a beautiful face for radio, so I figured,
Perfect, right?
yeah, I have a perfect face for radio.
So I've been working with Tim for what? 2 years now? At least 1 year.
Yeah, like a year and a half, I think.
Yeah, I lose all track of time.
Oh, me too.
Okay, let me go into my weird group of questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb keeps saying he's going to go into cowboy beast mode.
Oh, my God.
Beast mode is from Beast Wars Transformers, the cartoon. How many people in the house realize that is from that?
I wonder if he even knows that's what it's from.
I don't think he does. I think he's got that jock mentality going on. That's beast mode.
Beast mode. That's what they'd say when they turn into the animal.
That's
so
right.
they wouldn't. There was too much energon on the planet, and it was
right.
causing them to short out. So in order to survive their environment, that sounds like a very fitting phrase for the Big Brother house. You go into beast mode so you can survive and not get kicked out.
That's really true.
I now know that Christine's favorite food is sub sandwiches.
Apparently.
Apparently.
It's weird knowing way more than I feel like I should know.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I will pick up things that I'm like, oh, I didn't really realize that, because I will get tweets from like 15 people that are all like, oh, you need to buy Christine ice cream when she gets back. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks for the heads up. But a couple of them like that.
She doesn't like to be followed. And you elbowed her, or she elbowed you in the nose one time?
Oh, yeah. She gets hilarious. So if she's like walking around the house and I walk directly behind her, she'll get like creeped out. So one day I was like creeping right behind her, and she turned around and just right in the middle of the face full of elbow. It was great.
It's like the ghosts in the Big Brother house creeping around, freaking them out. Apparently, before this season of Big Brother, you weren't that much of a regular watcher of the show.
No, she would drive me like once a week to her mom's house to watch it. And I wasn't really into it till there was like 8 people left. At first I was like, I can't memorize all these people.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
only
that's
catching
common.
every third show, So I'm like, I don't even know who's gone, whatever. Once it was down to like the last 6, I pretended like I knew what was going on. I was like, oh yeah, that guy needs to go. She was like, oh no, he's the best. And I was like, oh, just kidding. He needs to stay. Trying to figure out. But before she was like on the show, she watched all of season 10, and I saw most of that just like on YouTube and stuff. And that was a fun one.
So now you're really deep into the whole
Oh yeah.
Big Brother thing with the internet culture, and how's that experience been?
Well, it started when, the day Christine was announced, I got like 1,000 Twitter followers. And then since then, I think I have a little less than 2,500. And it's like, yeah, just in the month or whatever. And I know maybe that's like not a lot compared to like Cody's, I think his official Twitter has like 16,000. So I'm a little bit behind him.
But where did you start with, though?
I had like 100 and,
Yeah, there you go.
130, 140. Ooh. Yeah. But I've seen like a lot of, like some of the hate that I've seen, just like, doesn't really bother me like too much. I laugh it off, most of the time. Because I met a lot of people who are really supportive of Christine and really cool. And so it's like, I don't know, it's pretty, I like it. So far, I'm not super overwhelmed yet. I don't want to, tear anybody on Twitter apart.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, once in a while people throw like a little comment at me. They have really heinous nicknames for Christine, and I just kind of block those people. I'm like, well, I don't really need to talk to you that much.
Yeah, they probably have bad nicknames for everybody in the house.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got about, I'd say close to 100 people who are tweeting at me on the daily. Who will just like, maybe not every day, but like every couple days they like check up on me, send messages. They send me screen caps of like what Christine's doing. They're like, oh, did you see her eat this sandwich or something like that? I'm like, oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, good to
didn't
know
see
about
that on the live feeds. Yeah.
I'll have to ask her about that sandwich.
That's right.
Remember that one you ate on July 18th at 2 in the afternoon?
How was that?
And you become one of the creepy feedsters.
Oh gosh, yeah. If Christine's not on the feeds, I'll always just leave it, on one camera. And when I do that, sometimes I see a lot of really interesting conversations, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I was here. Or it's just like the boringest thing, like one person sleeping in the HOH room. And I'll just sit there just looking at it. Just the weirdest thing ever. Just watching somebody sleep.
Something might happen.
That's right.
I've noticed on Twitter that a lot of them refer to you as probably the most friendly and nicest person of the Big Brother spouses.
When they like post the list of all the Big Brother family and stuff, I'm normally at the top.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because I talk to people. If someone's like, Christine's cool, I like tweet back at them. I'm like, yes, or I agree, or whatever, thanks for the support, or whatever.
My God, he's a real person.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly because, Christine's not here. I don't do a whole lot when I'm not at work. So I'm just on Twitter. Like, I was walking here on Twitter.
Wow.
Just, like, looking through it, seeing if there's anything good.
And you are at Tim Stinks?
Tim Stinks, yep.
Tim Stinks?
Yeah. I changed. I'm, like, when I first made a Twitter, I changed it to that. And I don't really know why. But, like, 6 months ago, I changed Christine's to Steen Stinks. And I was telling everybody that we're Twitter married now. It's like, now it's official. Yeah. We have matching Twitter handles. There you go. Pretty proud of that.
So what was the process of getting on the show like for her?
So first, like months ago, she decided she was going to send him a video, like the video application. So her and like a friend of ours, shot like a 2 or 3 minute video of just Christine talking. We sent it in. We didn't really she was like nervous about it, but I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, well, if you get on, they'll, call us eventually. And after a little while, she got like an email that was saying, hey, we got your video. We liked it. Go to the open cast in Phoenix, the casting call there. And so she was like, sweet. So they saw my video. That's cool. So she went up there, did a bunch of group interviews. She felt really confident about them. Like the group she was in, she didn't feel they were as like personality-wise like on par with her. They weren't as fun and they weren't as like I guess she was like joking around with them and making fun of some of them and stuff. And the people with production like loved it. So she came back, she was like, oh yeah, it went really well. I couldn't go with her because I was at work. Yeah. She was like, yeah, it went really well. So they said they'll call me, maybe tomorrow if they want me to come back or anything. And as we were having that conversation, she gets a phone call. And she's like, hey, we're having a smaller interview tomorrow, so you have to come back up tomorrow. And so like we were standing out front of our store, and we were having the conversation. And so she went up the next day, and it was much smaller, less people. And after that, it was just like emails like every couple days. And they were like, oh, you're in the top 100, you're in the top 40. And it was like, you're in the top 25. So they did is they emailed her and they said, we're gonna come down to Tucson and film some stock footage. Nothing crazy, just a little bit, just in case you get on the show. Because background checks are still going through. They kept telling her that. And so they're like, we're coming on, Friday, the June. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was 13th. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. And so they're like, yeah, we couldn't film at Christine's Starbucks because Starbucks has rules against filming there. Yeah. So we some friends of ours worked at Cartel downtown. So Christine went, the week before and talked to like one of the district manager type people. I was like, hey, can I pretend to work here because these people are filming me for a TV show, whatever. So we were like, that morning, I was there. They were just filming it. They're like, oh, make some coffee, wipe this table, whatever. And that's when they were like, okay, like bust this table basically. And she picked up like a plate or something, and the Big Brother key was underneath it. So then one of the ladies who was like directing it walked up to me. She was like, okay, cool. We're gonna mic you up to me. We're gonna mic you up. You have to go over there and tell her she has an hour to pack. We're gonna take her to the airport.
Wow. So
we'll meet you at your house, And so they filmed all that happening, and it was probably like exactly an hour. We like got to the house. They set up all the cameras in our house. Did the quick shoot for the first episode she was in, and then they threw her in a car and she was gone. And wow. It was like it happened so quick. After she left, it was kind of funny. They all, like the crew, there was like a sound guy, like people who were just doing like paperwork. There was like 3 people just doing paperwork. They just sat in my house for like a half hour, like signing all their stuff. And I was just kind of standing there just like, this is weird now. Me and like 6 or 8 people with all their equipment just like packing up slowly. They're like, oh, hey, where should we go to eat for lunch? Oh, let's go to this place. And I was just kind of standing around waiting for them to leave for a while. But yeah, it was really weird because the whole time they don't they obviously can't tell you that you're going to be on the show.
Well, yeah.
So a lot of it was like, I think you're leaving tomorrow. Maybe not. Maybe my hopes are up and they're not even going to show up. Like, who knows, It was weird. Super weird.
And then you had to keep it under wraps for
a whole week.
Yeah.
Which was, like, we couldn't tell anybody that she went to one of the interviews. They flew her out to L.A. I forgot about this one. After the second interview, they flew her out to L.A.
Oh.
They like kept her in a hotel room. They were like, okay, from 9 to 10 you can go eat breakfast. From 2 to 3 you can use the gym. And randomly we'll pull you out. We're gonna like take pictures, and you're gonna meet these CBS people. You know, so when you know she was gone, you know, I had her family and my family like, oh, you guys want to come hang out? And I have to make up excuses like, oh, Christine's sick all week. She's got the flu. People are like, oh, well, you know, like I think my family was like, oh man, she's been getting sick a lot. Is she okay? You know,
What's
I'm like,
wrong?
oh, yeah, they're like, what's wrong with her? And I just kind of had to play it off. But
And then they were like, oh,
was she pregnant?
oh gosh, yeah. I was like, I have some news. And my mom like covers her mouth. She's like, no. And I was like, we're not pregnant. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, we're not. Don't think that.
first ever pregnant contestant.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if they'd allow that. You fall off the thing.
No,
Oh, no,
that'd be
man.
horrible. That'd be
bad.
horrible.
A birth on Big Brother. We've 16 pregnant house guests.
Yeah. Oh man.
And just switch up the competitions. They could do something with that.
That's right.
You think they get Caddy in there now? Just wait. Wow, that's crazy to know about all that.
Special
Yeah.
Oman's block parties.
There you go. So like you said, you're coping pretty good with all this. I figured this has got to be a real life-altering
Oh yeah.
experience.
Yeah, like I feel like overall I'm like totally solid. No big deal. But I have had some ups and downs because it's weird that she is being viewed by like millions of people every
Yeah.
day. And she cannot talk to me at all. You know, she'll like mention me on the feeds. What's cool about all the people talking to me on Twitter is I'll be like, if they're watching the feeds and I'm somewhere else, you know, not on the feeds, they will be like, oh, at 2:30 on, you know, this day on this camera, Christine says hi. I'm like, sweet. So I get home and I go to that and I
roll
like
it back.
Yeah, and I like watch say hi. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know.
Can you control the cameras that you're getting a feed from? I mean, do you have
Yes.
that live feed that people would pay if they wanted?
Yeah.
So you're 24/7,
Yeah, absolutely.
but you can choose. How many different cameras can you choose from?
There's 4 cameras, and almost all the time,
It's the
2 of the
HOH room?
cameras are in the same room.
Oh, okay.
And they'll randomly switch them based on I think what is the most entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, so if like
Who's the most awake at the moment?
yeah, and who's talking game is what they normally switch it to. So if you know people are playing pool and making fun of each other and it's really entertaining, they'll switch it to like 2 people, you know, in the you know ice room or whatever, whispering and you can't understand what they're saying. But they're like they're
I
talking
would
game,
l-
so I should pay attention.
I would love to see the control room of that place.
Oh my gosh, it's
I
gotta
can
be
only
insane.
imagine what
I've
kind of
seen
setup
I've
that
seen
is.
a picture of it, and it's just like a wall. It looks like 30 feet long, and it has these little like 8-inch diagonal monitor screens, and there's probably 150 of them.
I wanna
We were saying you should sign up to get on just to be like, I don't really want to be on. I want to work the show.
Yeah, work the
Yeah,
crew.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what a lot of people have been asking me what like me and Christine's plans are when she gets off the show, if she wins or not.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that as far as I know, Christine, like the couple weeks leading up to her going, she was like, I would love to work like at the behind the scenes thing, like do either casting or like the background production stuff. So I think we were both going to community college, both got married and dropped out, and we both want to go back. And I think that's what she's gonna go back and try to get a degree
Oh,
in.
nice.
Is like production type stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and she said like when she was in LA, just like seeing everything was like fascinating. She like loved seeing like she would talk to all these different people that all had really specific jobs. She was like, it's amazing how much work goes into just basically throwing 16 strangers into a house and having them
That's a huge
dress up in
operation
weird-
they got.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've noticed it's a lot of the same cast, or I shouldn't say cast, but crew every year. The
Yeah.
same director they've had for a
Yep.
while. And so
Yep.
they must be able to just go in and set that up every summer and just run it like clockwork. I did notice that there's nicer people in the house this year. The last several years, we're starting to get kind of ugly in there, especially last year. I mean, it was entertaining, but wow.
Yeah.
And then I read online that because Big Brother Canada has been so accepted by people here in the States, and they have nicer contestants, that Big Brother America followed suit this year and put nicer
Interesting.
people in there.
Huh.
Because they said, you don't have to be rude to be entertaining or something like that.
Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen any of the other Big Brothers. I've never seen Big Brother Canada. I was actually on the Big Brother reports.
Oh, yeah.
Like internet radio thing, and I was on with a winner of Big Brother Canada. It was kind of awkward. He was like, "Have you seen Big Brother Canada?" And I was like, "No, sorry." He was like, "Oh, that's fine," but told me about it. But it was cool. It was really cool.
I tried watching some of the Big Brother UK Celebrity Edition last year. I don't know what's going on in that game. Their rules are so different.
That's weird.
Yeah, the whole setup and everything just seems. I mean, I guess it makes sense if you watch it and you're there. But I was just like, what?
I think they always throw like a celebrity into there.
Yeah, they
the
had
UK one.
Screech from Saved by the Bell was on there.
Wow.
I don't know if he won or not.
That'd be amazing if he did.
Yeah.
We probably would have heard something, right? Well, what's your general thoughts on the game and the players and the twists?
So far, I actually really like the twist. I love the Battle of the Block thing because it's like, even though like the strong players will always get like HOH, it's kind of like comforting to know that they could easily be backdoored or like, you know, nothing's like for sure. So if Christine gets nominated, she could win the Battle of the Block and then be like totally fine. I think, I don't know. I'm liking the season a lot. It's kind of hard to keep up with who is in league with who.
That's true.
Even though I'll see like people will post, you know, the list of all who's in what alliance, but I still don't even know who actually likes Christine. I don't know who like Frankie gets along with actually, you know. I was glad to see Devin go. He was quite frustrating.
I think everybody was glad.
Yeah.
They jumped up. They all jumped up and went, "Yay!"
Yeah.
I've never heard people cheer before when somebody.
Yeah,
left.
that was.
Yeah, usually they're all,
Yeah.
well, bye. You know, no, these are, hit the road,
Yeah.
get out.
Get to
I kind of
stepping.
thought I didn't know if he was gonna get booed after he like walked out to talk to Julie or not, and I was like,
I was expecting that too.
yeah, but they didn't seem to. I was like,
Yeah, he was entertaining. So
Yeah.
I haven't ever seen anybody get booed walking.
yeah.
I mean, sometimes you get a mix, right?
Mhm.
It's like
I think I've heard some boos before.
Yeah, I've heard it too, but
not overwhelming.
not overwhelming, no.
We hate you.
You suck. No, I do think that overall, like Christine's in a pretty good place.
I was-
That's
yeah.
obviously
She seems to be good with everybody from what
Yeah.
I can see. Like, nobody's like, we got to get rid of Christine. I haven't
Yeah.
heard that once. Everybody's like, they feel like they can trust her and she knows
I agree. Yeah.
enough to help them.
I do think that eventually people notice that her and Nicole's been nominated a couple of times now, right? Or is it just the one?
Yeah, it gets confusing.
Okay,
If
but
I
I-
was in there, I'd memorize it. 'Cause
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to know this stuff.
I do think that eventually people will notice that Christine's not really struggling at all. Like she hasn't been nominated. Nobody's
hasn't
after
won
her.
anything yet.
She hasn't won anything. But I guess she said on the feeds that she doesn't want to win any HOHs till the final 6 or 8 or something like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, which I'm like, that's smart. Because at first, before she went on, she was like, yeah, I want to win the first HOH. And I was like, knowing so little about the show, I was like, that seems like a bad idea.
Nobody wants to be first.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be first.
It's only worked once
Yeah.
that somebody's actually been first and won the show.
Yeah.
And that was
Really?
Hayden from Arizona, the
Yeah.
only other Arizona winner.
Wow.
And I say only other like it's already done and she's won.
She didn't? Of course she won.
Of course she's won. Oh, spoiler.
And she's at least, I don't know how many there are to the jury house, but she's definitely making jury.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we're a
Yeah,
third
I
of the
think
way
there's
in. She's got a good chance of
I think
making
there's
it to
9.
that.
I heard rumors that are, of course, spread on Twitter, so there's like no guarantee that they're at all accurate, but that there might be a double eviction coming up in the next week or two, which I'm excited
Well,
to
it's,
see.
it's getting about time
They're
for
gonna
one.
have- They're going to
Yeah.
have to do something like that because
Yeah.
they can't go 90 days with 13 people left.
Oh, right on. That's a good point.
What are they going to do? Double battle of the block and
Oh, my God.
It's gonna be
it
a
is
lot.
entertaining, though. There's always something, always a competition.
Yeah.
By adding that extra competition, not only does it give everybody more of a chance to save themselves, it does keep the show moving more. We don't get to see a have-not competition on Sunday nights now.
Mm-hmm.
They've replaced it with that.
Have
Even though
they
I think it still happens
Have
in
they
the-
announced the have-not thing?
Oh, it's something to do with the
Because they were all
pedometer.
slackers?
Yeah, I think it's with the, as far as I know, it's those little like track bracelets. It's gonna be the
Yeah.
bottom 4. When they announced that Christine was the bottom
Yeah,
one,
I've noticed
and I was
she's
like,
been the
oh,
least
God.
active.
But when I looked today, she was like number 8, and I was like,
Oh, there you
that's
go.
my girl. I was like, yeah.
Time to step it up.
It's just movement, right?
Yeah, it tracks like your steps, like I think it tracks like your heart rate and like stuff like that, like elevation maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
So it's 360.
Yeah.
It's got like
So
a-
how many rotations you make in a day? How many left turns? I did get a bunch of flack because Christine doesn't eat gluten. So people would tweet at me. They're like, if Christine can't eat slop, she shouldn't have been on the show. And I was like, well, they picked her to be on the show for
There's
one.
gluten in the slop?
There is, yeah. But I found out today that there is gluten-free slop. So
Hey,
she's
there
a
you
have-not.
go.
She can eat. That's great.
Nice.
What do you guys think of Donnie?
I love Donnie. He's very entertaining.
I like him a lot. I think in the last week he's kind of gotten fed up with being nominated and like being at the bottom, because that dude has won so many competitions. I don't understand why people aren't approaching him, trying to like start alliances and come up with deals with him, because he's a beast. He's the actual beast.
He beat Caleb and Devin in that dice competition. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's
won everything he's gotten into.
I like it when he.
Yeah.
I like when he just sits on the couch and they're all saying a bunch of crazy shit, and he's just looking back and forth like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
When Zach was nominated and him and Devin got in that like fight.
Oh yeah, he was.
Donnie on the episode was amazing. When you were talking about it, he's like, oh, I'm looking over here, seeing what he's saying, looking over here. It's amazing. Like how much you love that situation brought me so much joy. It's so great.
You think you're gonna meet most of the house guests?
I'm really hoping so. I'm sure I'll meet Nicole. I'm sure I'll meet like Hayden, most likely.
Well,
I would like to meet Frankie.
You're going to be at the finals, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I realize I need to figure that out like soon.
Like I need a day off work.
Yeah,
'cause I gotta
hey
go
guys,
to
I need to take
Los
this day off.
Angeles.
But I guess it's sort of, is that finale day, do you think that's like for sure? Because I think sometimes they move it.
I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I would think everybody is coming back. They always do,
Makes sense,
so
yeah.
Julie can talk to them a little bit.
That's right.
Everybody gets to bring a +1, and then you can have, like, if you want to bring the rest of your family, they'd have to pay for it.
Okay, right on.
And you can run up on stage screaming as she's the last one to walk out of the house.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, man.
And win America's prize for a favorite player.
I think Donnie is going to nail that.
He might be a
think
lock
so.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
He's ex-military.
That's right.
He's
you
a
can tell by
Marine
the.
tell by the hair on his legs. That's obvious. That's just science.
I noticed Derek was grilling Victoria on who won season 10. And it's like,
Oh yeah, I was sitting there
That is awesome.
trying to remember who won season 10. He was grilling me too.
it's just a blur to me when I after it's over. I usually as the years go by, I'm like, what was that person's name on the
Yeah.
show? Because there's been hundreds of
What's
contestants.
weird is with all the fans that I like interact with, I always see, Christine's like the new this person. I'll just say first name of somebody from the last 16 seasons, and
And
I
you're like,
never know what
"Oh."
they're talking about. They're like, do you think Christine's more of a this person or more of a this person? And I'm like, I don't know who either of those people are, honestly. Unless they're from season 15, I know them. Season 14, I could maybe list maybe one person.
You know,
If I think
Tim,
about it.
that's not so bad. When they Jeff went to go interview Donnie's parents?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
see that?
Yeah, I did.
Jeff might be coming to interview you.
Oh, that'd be
God.
cool.
Probably
That'd be
know
cool.
what already happened, and he can't talk about it. So
Nah, well, who knows?
I mean,
He knows, but he ain't saying. He's not
stay
saying.
tuned.
Yeah.
Probably clean my house.
But it just flabbergasted me that like they both say, we don't watch it. We don't like it.
We don't like it.
We don't, we watch Bonanza and then go to bed.
Yes, they were awesome. I thought they were so funny. Like
They were really
don't watch the show at all.
something else.
They
So
said they'd never seen him wear shorts till he was on the show. But that was fascinating. Wow.
He's 43, right? 42.
42.
Yeah.
Never wore shorts.
That's awesome.
But now he's in California. Give me some shorts.
That's right. The LA weather.
Groundskeeper.
He's not a groundskeeper.
He's not. You're gonna. it's gonna
He's a
find out
doctor.
that He's
He's
a doctor.
he's a
from
medical
Harvard.
scientist.
Why else would
Do
he
you
be
guys
wearing
think that?
Harvard medical
Do
shirt?
you think that'd be one of the twists?
Well, I think they would have revealed that to us by now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then again, expect
I
the
think it would be
unexpected.
hilarious if in the last couple weeks of the show he just drops the accent. He has like a really strong, like really low voice, and he is an ex-military
Wow.
person. Like he's like, "Oh,
Fooled
my
us
name's
all.
Donnie." I'm like,
You're
yeah.
just fake. And
it really was.
Before, yeah.
It's all spirit gone.
Yeah. He rips his beard off.
He's really just Jeff Schroeder under heavy makeup.
Just
That'd
saying,
be
I
good.
think that is amazing.
So who do you think's going to be Final Four?
I mean, I'm biased, but I think Christina will make
I
it.
think she's got a good
I
chance.
really think Derek will be, if not
Yeah,
Final Two, he'll
yeah.
be Final Four.
That's what I've been
he's
saying.
a smart dude. I think that Frankie will probably be Final Four, just because I don't think that production would allow him to go.
It's
I
true.
think they're going to keep him on, and I would absolutely love to see Donnie
Yeah.
be Final Four. But I don't know. I think people. I don't know why the house guests are so eager to like get him out, or like Christine doesn't like him at all, and I don't really understand why that is. Like they sort of get along, but I think game wise she wants him out. Maybe she notices how smart he is and how
He's going to be
like
a
assertive
stiffer
he is.
competition as we go.
Donnie.
Oh, Donnie.
I like Hayden and Nicole. I'm hoping that Hayden will make it. I'm hoping that he's playing a similar game to Christine. They're just like staying under the radar, staying friendly with people, not making an ass out of themselves, and that after another couple weeks he'll start like really like going to like win competitions and stuff. So I'd like to see those four. I'd like to see Hayden in there. I still think the Bomb Squad was one of the funniest things that has happened because they're like giant alliance and now
They blew up.
And then they brought in Christine and Amber
Yeah.
just because they happened to be awake
Yeah.
at that time. Like there was like he had thought it out, right?
yeah.
He's like, no, 2 girls right
We need
there.
2
Let's
more.
go wake
Minutes.
up Caleb right now.
Like, and after that, we'll get one more girl, 2 more guys. The whole house will be in an alliance,
Yeah.
and nobody gets
It's a
kicked
16-person alliance.
out. That's right.
To the end,
I
guys.
keep
to the
thinking
end.
like a Hunger Games thing will happen where they'll just refuse to vote anybody off. They're like,
We're
know
not
what?
leaving.
Yeah, we're raging against the
They're
machine.
coming
right
in there
now.
pulling people out in the middle of the night.
They all just, that's right. They just sit on the
They're all
couch like
ghosts in
arms
here.
folded, refuse to vote. That'd be hilarious.
And now it's time for the after show.
Well, thanks for coming out this week
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
show.
Absolutely.
I hope everybody listening enjoyed it, and hopefully when Christine gets out with that money,
Oh man,
both of y'all can come back to the show and we talk a little
that'd
bit
be
further
awesome.
about it.
I would love that.
You have a band, right?
Yes.
You want to plug them? Or
Heck yeah.
You got a show coming up, right?
We do. We're playing. I should have the date memorized. We're playing at a show in a venue in town called 191. It's a newer venue. It's where Scrappy's used to be.
Oh, okay.
We're called Spider Cider. We're almost finished recording our full length, which has been about a year and a half to 2 years ago. We recorded a whole album's worth of music before I had band members.
Mhm.
It was just me recording all the instruments. It was terrible. It sounded terrible.
You gotta start somewhere.
It was awful, yeah. And so we were like working on that for a while, and then I got people playing with me, and so now we like went back in and we re-recorded everything.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to have stuff ready to release in a month to 2 months, but we'll see how that goes. But
Cool, man.
Spider cider?
Spider cider, yeah. Don't ask me what that means because I have no idea.
What?
Well, everybody knows what spider cider is, obviously.
I know it's a hand lotion and a beverage. It's also a song by another band, but I don't listen to that other
What
band.
kind of music?
We're just like an alternative rock band. We're like a 3-piece, punkish, whatever.
Well, we do Punk Rock Tuesdays at the Space Smoke Shop downtown.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
actually, I'm going to be doing the door there tonight.
Tonight it's going on.
Tonight, okay, right on.
Try to
I haven't been to
Hook
that
him up
gig
with
in there.
Harmon. Hook him up
Okay.
with Harmon Promotions. Yeah,
Alright.
Yeah,
we got-
Harmon Promotions.
Well,
yeah.
we'll get you a show
Right.
down there. Tie it all in.
Good deal. Good deal.
that'd be awesome.
I know we're kind of hoping that no matter how far Christine, makes on the show, we're hoping that when she gets back, we'll plan a tour for my band, right? We'll play a couple California shows, and then she will promote it on Twitter and be like, oh, come meet me
nice.
and see my husband's band play. So we're hoping that that'll work.
Yeah, there you go.
Get my music out there. That'd be sweet.
Cool, man.
Well, it's already gotten you thousands of Twitter followers.
That's
so.
right. That's right. It's weird because now, before I'd only seen the show a little bit, and now that I have the live feeds and I'm watching the show, I don't know next season if I will be any less devoted to it. Even though Christine won't be on it, I'm pretty sure I'll buy the feeds. I'll be just as it's like
It's
being,
addicting.
yeah, and it's like a sports team.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
sports,
You like
exactly.
It's except for the fans, I would say, are even crazier.
Yeah.
And more passionate about who they like.
Well, anyways, we're going to wrap up for tonight or
Yeah.
this afternoon or whenever you're listening to this. And tune in next week where we'll be doing something else.
And we'll be interviewing Paul McCartney.
GMR, 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 GMR,